Ukraine has said it is ready to hold more talks with Russia in Istanbul next week, but has reiterated its demand that Moscow supply a document setting out its conditions for peace. This as US President Donald Trump again pushed for a direct meeting between Russia and Ukraine.
The president has been clear from the very beginning of this conflict that he wants to see this conflict solved on the negotiating table, not on the battlefield. And he's told that to both leaders, again, both publicly and privately. So hopefully next week it will move the ball forward in this.
This as Ukraine reiterated its demand to see Moscow's proposal for the talks. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that Kiev has not yet received a memorandum which would set out the contours of a peace accord, including the timing of a ceasefire.
Even the so-called memorandum they promised and seemingly prepared for more than a week has still not been seen by anyone. Ukraine didn't get it. Our partners didn't get it. Even Turkey, which was hosting the first meeting, didn't get the new agenda.
Zelensky said Russia was doing everything they can to make the meetings empty. And this is another reason why there must be sufficient sanctions, sufficient pressure on Russia. However, Trump's special envoy, Keith Kellogg, conveyed to Ukraine to attend the negotiations in Turkey. In fact, speaking to ABC News, he said he has cautioned Ukrainian lead negotiator Rustem Umerov against not showing up for the meeting. Meanwhile, Kellogg also said in the interview that Russia's concern over the eastward enlargement of NATO was fair, and Washington did not want to see Ukraine in the US-led military alliance. He was responding to a question about a report that Russia sought a written guarantee that NATO would not expand eastward to include Ukraine and other former Soviet republics. Moscow has offered to hold a second round of direct talks in Istanbul on June 2nd. When it said it would present a memorandum outlining its conditions for a long-term peace settlement. The Kremlin spokesman said Kiev's demand to hand over its memorandum was non-constructive.
That's why Russia has suggested to meet in Istanbul on Monday and start discussing these projects. Demanding that we hand over the memorandum immediately or slowly is unconstructive.
While diplomatic efforts to end the war have gained pace in recent months, Russia has maintained an intense bombardment of Ukraine and rebuffed calls for an immediate ceasefire. On Thursday, local authorities in Ukraine said Russia had fired 90 drones overnight. At least 7 people were killed in drone, missile and artillery strikes across 5 frontline Ukrainian regions. Russia said it had repelled 48 Ukrainian drones overnight, including 3 near Moscow. In a statement posted on social media, Russia's defense ministry said its army had captured the village of Stroivka in Ukraine's northeastern Kharkiv region, as well as Gnadivka and Shevchenko-Pesh in the Donetsk region. On the other hand, Ukrainian drones launched a nighttime attack on Russia's western Kursk region, damaging a hospital and apartment buildings and injuring at least 1 person. The regional governor reported fresh fighting in villages near the border, where Russia has been seizing territory.